Hello, and welcome to another Grow Tent update slash tour. Now, I was hoping to do one sooner than than now, but unfortunately I have been ill, and this particular illness made me lose my voice. I don't know if you can still tell; it's not quite right still, but this is about as good as it's gonna get for now. So, once again, there were better times to do a tour, but because of my voice, I haven't really been able to do it. So some of the pictures I was hoping to show you are a little bit past their best now, but this is definitely good enough. So yeah, we'll go from here. And I'll start with one of those pictures actually. So one of my favourite plants in the whole collection is this Nepenthes Loei Veitchii Red cross Babigia from EP. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely past its best. It definitely had a lot more of the Babigia creaminess, you know, that kind of cream colour that you get from the Babigia in the peristome. But still looking really nice, and I don't know if you can tell from comparing it to my hand, it's quite a big picture actually. It's really starting to pack on the size now. So really happy with how this thing's doing. I don't think this truncata was up last time either, was it? I think this, in the last video, this was just forming. I've got to try and remember what was happening in the last video now. But it's not a bad picture. Seems really happy. I mean, the whole plant is just really healthy. Oh, actually, must remember, turn the fan off again. Won't have a repeat of that. Right, so yeah, the plant itself, the whole plant of the truncata, you can see the leaves, it's just put one out back there, which is looking just perfect, really happy and healthy. Just putting out a new leaf here. I did chop the tendril off that back leaf there, because, I mean, the picture is going to form in a place where it's not really going to get seen. So I do tend to chop them off if they're going to be in a place like that, so that they'll put their energy into the next picture. And they really do tend to put out a much nicer, bigger picture when you do that as well. So it's a good thing to do, I find. This thing here, this is the Veitchii cross Platykyla, the Tom Bennett clone, which is a beautiful female. It's just put out this one. Now this will fold back a little bit more. It is quite fresh, but it's, I mean, look at that. Yeah, he's done some fantastic breeding with this plant. Like, one of the nicest ones to come out of it is the Veitchii Platykyla cross Veitchii Candy Dreams. I mean, some of the plants that have come out of that, I mean, what an unbelievable cross. This is one of the older pictures, and there's another older picture back there somewhere as well, but yeah, this is definitely by far the nicest it's gotten so far, so yeah. While we're down here as well, I think I told you about this Hamata last time, that I'd very recently repotted it into a mix that had Kanuma and Akadama in it. And again, as soon as I did, it's put out this huge, healthy leaf. Well, huge compared to the last ones anyway. It's just, yeah, this plant clearly loves Kanuma and Akadama. So, since I did, it's got this beautiful new picture. Ignore this wonky one here. It put out this one, which is obviously really, really nice. Well chuffed with that. And it put out this other one here as well, which is even bigger and nicer. And just to the right of it is a little Burkeye cross Hamata. And down there to the left of it is a little Rob Aristo spec. An older picture on that. So yeah, I really like it when you get shots that have they've got loads of pictures, loads of very different pictures in the same area. Just think it looks really nice. There's one I showed you last time. This is how it's aging on the Rocca Exotica Boschiana, Rocca Zachariana Spectabilis Trasmadiensis Loei Veitchii Boschiana Maxima Mira Cross Mollis. Always a fun one to say, right? Oh yeah, and just down next to it as well. Where is it? There we go. So this fresh one, yeah, is a Singlana cross Babigia Edwardsiana from BE, Borneo Exotics. Again, when these open fresh, just what a stunning cross. I mean, that's on the same level as EP plants, if you ask me. That is fantastic. Absolutely love that thing. Oh, my voice, honestly. It's it's better than it was. Trust me, it is way better than it was. Oh yeah, actually no, this is one of the other Vici Platykylas that's open. See, that's really nice as well, actually. So it's yeah, it's not just that other one. Yeah, very happy with that one. The main plant as well. This is the vine. This is where it's at the minute. Hoping that one will flower for me soon, so I can start making some seeds from it. Down here we have a fresh pop. Definitely not quite its best yet on Maxima Cross Babigia from Borneo Exotics. Yeah, so you can see how it looks when it's freshly opened. Really, really nice. Absolutely love this plant. Thrilled with it. Chuffed to bits. Right, where can we go next? Oh yeah, so yeah, there was one that was being worked on last time. It was. This is one of the where if I'd shown you it earlier, it would have looked a lot better. But this thing is actually massive, and if you can see, I'm not going to be able to get a good shot because of where it is. But this is the Vici Highland Tall Peristome cross Maxima Stenophiloloi Rocco Vici. I don't think you'll really appreciate that, but that is massive, that thing in there. Really wasn't expecting it to get as big as it has. I was saying in the last video, or the one before, how it shocked me how big this thing's getting, and this picture's even bigger than the last, so wild. Absolutely wild. Well, I might as well show this one again. I did show this one last time. That's another on the Maxima Cross Babigia. Well past its best now, but still looking really nice. I need to start chopping. Yes, normally I'm pretty decent for chopping old pictures off, because I do think they look a mess, to be honest. And I like how everything looks when you keep all the old growth chopped back. I know Penda is also very, very diligent on this. Yeah, I've mentioned Penda a couple of times. If you haven't, if you don't know his channel already, on Instagram it's Penda's Plants, and on YouTube it's Penda's Plants. I always watch his videos. I always go keep up with him. And if you want more content similar to this, grow tent stuff, he's got some amazing plants, and some of the stuff he's got that's growing on that's a bit smaller. In the next few months, he's gonna have some absolutely insane stuff to see. So yeah, check out his channel and subscribe to him so you can keep up with what's going to happen, because yeah, he's another tent grower here in the UK. Fantastic guy, and yeah, he's got some ridiculous plants. So yeah, go check him out if you don't know him already. This is quite a fresh one on Roberisto spec. These ones really quickly start to bronze up, because it was only a couple of days ago this was looking really nice and fresh. Still nowhere near as big as the pictures were when I got it before the vine snapped. But the again, the two basils at the bottom here doing really, really well. Kind of slow in terms of leaf size growing, but they're coming on nicely. They're coming on nicely. Right, oh yeah, there's a fresh one down here. This is another fresh one on the Rocco Exotica Boschiana, Rocco Zachariana, Spectabilis, Trusmadiensis, Loia, Vicia, Boschiana, Maxima Mira, Cross Mollis. Oh my god, I need to take a breath every time I do that. Right, so yeah. So, I mean, one of the main reasons I got this one is because I look at the parents and you just think the complex colour that's going to come out of this one. So, I mentioned it before, but one of the things I absolutely love about this plant, these plants, the ones that I specifically go for, are the complex colours that you get in the peristome. Because again, I just think in terms of breeding potential, like, if you can pass that on, like, especially with something that's got even more flair to it, yeah, tons of flair and complex colour. I mean, I've already got, for me, the ideal plant for that, to be honest. The LVB VMB, which I will come to, because it has put out a really nice fresh picture, which is a little past its best, but again, my voice wasn't up to it, so it's still looking absolutely stunning, and I'll show you what I mean in a bit with that one. Is a slightly older one on the Singlana Cross Burberry. This is how they go once they've aged a little bit. Still look really, really nice. What else have we got around here? Oh yeah, there's quite a fresh Bongso here. This one hasn't darkened up as much as the other, as much as the last one. Well, actually, the peristome's definitely got quite dark now, but yeah, I mean, that is near enough black, right? Yeah, love this plant. Another one that I got from Tom Bennett, what would it have been, a few years ago. The Paloenensis is doing really well. Like I mentioned, it's probably 9 months, something like that, since I repotted it into Canuma and Akadama, and it's absolutely taken off since I did that. There's a fresh-ish picture here. Oh, can I get it out? Okay, hopefully I won't damage it. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, it'd be nice if it was a little bit more squat, but I'm still very happy with that. Lovely stripy peristome. And it looks a lot like the one in the, I don't know if you've seen the Stuart McPherson Red Fern Adventures videos. I think it's at the end of the Attenborough video where someone puts their whole arm into a Paloenensis picture, and it's just unbelievably big. You just can't believe how big they get. And this particular one looks just like that one at the end of that video, so I don't know, with any luck it'll get that big, but we'll see, won't we? Right, let's have a look. What else have we got we can have a look at? I mean, there really is plenty to have a look at the minute. I'm trying to make it a little bit shorter than last time, because I don't know, I think I blabber on a little bit too much, and I think I need to know when to stop yapping and just show some plants. But some people like it. Some people really like the longer videos, don't they? So I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out, even though it's not a stripy VGI. Actually, can I get my... Oh, God, let's try. A couple of days ago, this was... Oh, plants just come flying. So it was more flared than this, but... Oh, God, is this going to stay up? Yeah. Right, let's rescue... Where did it go? You know what, I might just have to do it after the video ends. Yeah, I've just sent it's going to be a nightmare to get to. I've just seen it, it's down there. Okay, yeah, I sent a little clippy arter flying, so I'm going to have to try and remember to retrieve that by the by the end of the video. Deary me. Oh, after the video, should I say. Well, actually, we'll have a look at this quickly. So we've got this Spathulata crossamata. Had this one for a long time now. Many setbacks. Seems to be doing alright now. Yep, fantastic plant. Maxima wavy. It's quite aged. It's not looking its best, but again, the leaves on this are stunning. It's just putting out a nice big new leaf there as well. Seems to be a very happy plant. Loving life right now. Oh yeah, there's this Truncata C, giant cross giant. It's just opened, well, not just opened, not that long ago. Fully opened, fully coloured up. Peristome's always started to bronze, but don't know if you can see where my hand is. That is quite a big picture already. That is like a 30 centimetre picture already, which is like, what, 12 inches? And this is the plant. I mean, this thing could get absolutely enormous, so I'm holding out some really high hope for what it can do. I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing the screen actually, because the reflection of the grow light, it is a very bright grow light. Oh, actually, can I... Okay, so I've showed you this last time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through now. So if I want to get to some of the plants, I need to squeeze through here and stand over there, but now I'm risking... This Platychila is growing right across here, and I just don't really want to risk breaking the vine. I'm going to have to do something about this, because it's just not safe. It's just not safe to get through there anymore, 'cause if I break this vine, I'll be gutted. So I'd really like it to flower. But was it Oliver at Eat Me Exotics was saying his Platykyla took a long time and vined a lot before it actually flowered. So I'm not like holding out too much hope for it, but fingers crossed it doesn't take too long to flower, because I absolutely love Platykyla hybrids. I've got quite a few myself. Speaking of which, we might as well go for one, right? There's a fresh one here. It's not fully coloured up yet, but it's still looking absolutely stunning. Okay, that's not going to move because it's got a leaf growing on it. Right, let's see if we can get to it properly. Right, there we go. So this is Platykyla cross Boschiana. Yeah, not quite fully coloured up yet, but you can see some of the tricolour coming through in the peristome. Amazing. Absolutely love this plant. Well chuffed with it. And it has just opened another as well that's even bigger and nicer, but it's a bit behind that, so it's not fully coloured up yet and it's not looking its best. But you can see this is what they look like when they're freshly open. Yeah, quite a nice one that. Or will be anyway in a few days. Actually, while we're down here, there are a couple of pure Platykyla pictures that have opened recently. Oh. Yeah, because it's a bit of a jungle, leaves are going to get in the way of the camera, unfortunately. This is quite a recent one. Very nice. Yeah, I've been trying to remember which Platykyla this is. I got it on the 2021 import. And I think, after speaking to a friend, it's the number 5 cross number 8 from EP. But I can't remember, because there was also another one released around the same time, which was like, was it 5 cross 13 or something like that? I don't know, maybe other people will know better than me. And here's the other one that's just recently opened. It's not quite folded back yet, and I don't think it's quite finished colouring up, because you can see it's quite concave. I always get them mixed up, convex and concave. It kind of folds towards you a little bit, so I don't think it's quite done opening yet. But yeah, look at that. One of my absolute favourite species. Yeah. And like I say, makes just unbelievable hybrids. Speaking of, let's go for another Platykyla hybrid. This is Loei Vicii tivii cross Platykyla. And it's starting to get towards uppers now. I mean, this is another one that I mean by like complex colour and flare. I mean, that is what I love in these plants. It's really starting to get the flare now, but when it first was colouring it, there was a better time before the peristome fully folded back like this, where it just... This thing looks unreal. But yeah, now the peristome has folded back fully, it's not as nice. But in the next few pictures, hopefully this thing will have all of this complex colour with all of the flare. So yeah, really excited to see what this one's going to do. It has just opened a fresh one actually there, if you can see it, but obviously not really a lot to see at the minute, so no point in really showing that one. One I haven't showed in the videos yet, which is maybe not the most exciting, but I really like this little plant, which is Belly Eye cross Aristolochioides. If it'll focus on that. Doesn't seem to want to. It's got a few little pictures on it at the minute. Just a really cute one, really. It's got one there as well. It's got a few pictures kicking about. Another one there. Really nice plant. Well happy with it, and it's just vining like crazy. This is the vine at the minute, so yeah, we'll see what this one can do as well. Right, well, I'm certainly blasting through this video a lot quicker than I have the others, which is don't know if that's good news or bad news, depending on depending on how you see it. It's more plants per minute, ppm, but I don't know, some people maybe prefer the long form, longer videos. I'm not sure. Oh, actually, let's have a look down here, because Raja's just put out a nice big new leaf. I showed you the leaf jump it had last time. This leaf is putting out another even bigger leaf here, so Again, not exactly sure what I'm doing right, but this Raja seems extremely happy, growing like crazy, looks healthy, can't really ask for more. He's working on a picture at the minute, but it's going to be a while before that's going to be ready, so looking forward to showing you that when it's ready to be shown. Yeah, that was it. I was going to show you. It's quite a fresh one here on LVB Cross VGIM from EP, or Loio VGI Boschian Cross VGIM. Now this one's really nice. It's got a really nice squat picture body and a really nice tall peristome. So again, really happy with it. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Oh, my voice is really starting to go again. So apologies. Yeah. So yeah, really happy with that plant. It's growing well. Unfortunately, the vine is growing back there now, away from the light. So hopefully, in the next few leaves, it'll poke out again and be back in the light properly. I believe I already showed you this one, the Peltata Giant Cross Platychila Wide Peristome from EP. Lovely one here, and oh, yeah, it's just so nice, that, isn't it? Looks fantastic on camera. And there's another one up here. Now the plant itself is, I mean, the vine's up here. I mean, look how close this leaf is to the grow light. I mean, has this plant never heard of too much of a good thing? I mean, it's not even like burning or anything, is it? Like, that leaf is just fine. Sometimes I really don't understand these plants, because you got plants that are quite far away from the light and it looks like they're really struggling with light, and then you got others like Platychila and its hybrids I thought was supposed to be quite sensitive to light, but this one gives no flips. Yeah, doesn't seem to care. But yeah, I guess while we're up here, there's another little glabrata with a funny lid. Lovely little plant. Now, I was telling you about this one last time. It has actually hit the roof of the grow tent now. Oh, let's see if I can step back a bit to a bit close there, I think. Yeah, so that's gonna have to start growing sideways now. But yeah, fantastic grower, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's too much light. That's kind of what I put it down to at the minute, but the leaves behind it are yellowing, turning black, and then dying. I mean, the top few leaves, like the top 10 leaves or something like that, look really healthy. Very healthy looking plant, but when you see them dying behind it, that's it's always a bit worrying, actually. I've just seen that. It's the first time I've seen that, actually. Can you see that? There's it's just activated a side growth. First time noticing that. It doesn't want to focus on it though. But yeah, there's a side growth activated. Oh, Christ, nearly dropped the phone. So yeah, well, I'll start a new vine. Exciting times. Very happy. Whenever I see this as well, this is the Platychila Boschiana. I'll always just poke it out to see. No, it doesn't look like there's a flower there. Always on flower watch, especially with like Vici Cosmic Candy. I'm always like, is there a flower in there? I mean, there could be, but I really want this to flower and end up being female. That would be a bit of a dream come true. Oh yeah, so this whole plant here is the Truncata Giant Cross VGIM. Now, every picture before the most recent one, I thought, I've not got the best plant here. Like, pretty much every other Truncata Vici that I've seen, I thought, oh, it's nicer than mine. I think I've got a bit of a dud here. But it was just waiting. It was just waiting until it got bigger before it started to show what it can do. And now, well, actually, I'm going to have to come around here, right? Oof. Yeah, the pictures are starting to get really big now. But, yeah, it is actually a really nice one. So, yeah, basically every Truncata Vici that I've seen, Truncata Giant, Cross VGIM, from EP specifically, they've all turned out to be ridiculously nice plants. And yeah, obviously the leaf has stopped the peristome from folding back properly, but you can get a bit of an idea of it, and super chuffed with that. And this one's got at least 3 basils coming as well, so I'll be chopping all but one, as I usually do. I like to leave one on to become the new main plant, and the others will be for trade or sale. I will eventually get around to trading and selling plants. I've got so many cuttings in here that I need to get rid of, but haven't yet. Oh yeah, so on this little this bench here, so this thing, again, I've been showing you this in the last videos, LVB VMV cross Northiana, or Loei Veitchii Boschiana Veitchii Maxima Veitchii cross Northiana. Super chuffed with this plant. Just like a Northiana on steroids. Amazing. Well happy with how that's doing. What's this? A very squished and very yellow looking Veitchii. I've got a bunch of seed grown ones that I've got from years ago that, again, got very neglected. What we got? Okay, we got quite a nice one here on Inermis cross Ventricosa. The only Inermis that I've got, only Inermis hybrid, sorry, that I've got. Lovely little plant. Very happy, very healthy, nice easy grower. There's an older picture on LVB VMV cross Northiana. Or over here, there's an older picture on Spathulata cross Burberry. Can I get that out without... I don't think it's going to come actually. Yeah, never mind. Nice one in there. If you can see, Veitchii Loei cross Spectabilis. One of the first plants I got from BE. Had massive setbacks. Finally coming back around. There's another one here on it. Again, lovely complex colour in it. This one's faded a little bit now, so it's not looking as nice as they do when they first open, but still very nice. A little Veitchii Platycala down here that I got from Ollie at Scotland Carnivorous Plants. So that's a BE plant, which is really nice. I guess I might as well try and get this one out again. So this is how this one's aging. The Babigia cross Trasmadiensis from EP. Again, this thing was huge, but snapped the vine. This is the top cutting that I took of it. Seems to be doing alright now. It's working on a new one here. I do need to pot that one up properly actually. It's probably way past due being potted up, but doesn't seem to be complaining. Like I said before, so many jobs that need doing in here. It's actually ridiculous. I'll get around to them eventually, like I said. The plants don't seem to mind. If it's that urgent, I will do it straight away, but otherwise, if there isn't that urgency, I just tend to procrastinate and put things off. Because there's other important things to do in life, right? This is one... Oh, didn't want to focus. So I've got a bunch of ones that I grew from seed here, which are Veitchii Platycala cross Veitchii Babigia. And these are made with the Veitchii Platycala I showed you earlier, the Tom Bennett clone, with a really nice Veitchii cross Babigia as the male parent. And these are coming on really nicely now. It seems like they've got quite a lot of the Babigia creamy colour in the peristome, which is great. That is exactly what you want. This plant is looking very happy and healthy. It's growing really well now. Again, for ages, wasn't giving it enough light, didn't seem too happy. Got it in a lot of light and put it in a chunky mix. And yeah, some plants just absolutely love the chunky mix that I use, which I'll speak about actually. I don't think I've told you my mix yet, have I? This is a Spectabilis cross Babigia, which seems to be coming on nicely. I was going to say a good mix of both parents, but honestly, you can't really see the Babigia parent in it. I asked in our group chat, the Nepenthes Growers UK, this is a Spectabilis cross. What do you think the male parent is? And no one guessed Babigia. So I guess it's hard to tell that there's a babigia in there, but it is a BE plant, so I thought it was a little bit more well known, but I guess not. There's a little I don't know if this even is a basil picture, because I got it as a cut-in and it had 2 growth points. I don't know if it's just quite a low side growth or an actual basil growth, but either way it looks like a lower picture by the way it is, so maybe it is a basil. This is Truncata Giant, of course, Maxima Spectabilis from EP. Lovely plant. I showed you one of the most recent pictures last time. This is aging now. It's pretty nice. Pretty happy with it. Doing alright. I do have one down here as well that's, again, unfortunately well past its best, but when it first opened, this thing looks amazing. And I'm thrilled with how this one's turned out as well. This is a little tivii. Yeah, that'll do for a shot. Yeah. I mean, I love Maxima and Veitchii hybrids, and tivii is just, yeah. Absolutely love tivii. Beautiful. Right, let's have a look around, see what else we got to show. This Loei truncata's just put out another massive leaf, just getting bigger and bigger. Just don't know when it's going to stop. It's working on a picture down there. It should be pretty massive actually. But not much to show at the minute. All the pictures on it are a bit on the older side now, and I have shown them before, so I don't think it's as important to show them this time. It can wait for next time. What else have I got that I can show? Just have a little look around. Scan the camera around a little bit while I think what to show you. There are a couple of things. Maybe I should move on to them now. Yeah, since I can't really think, let's move on to, I told you about the LVBVMV that's got one that's a little bit past its best, but still. So this is what I mean when I say, like, this plant has pretty much everything I could ask for in a Nepenthes, apart from maybe squatness, I suppose. But in terms of flare and complex colour, I mean, this is slightly less flared than the last picture. It's got slightly less flare to it. But my god, the complex colour, like the tricolour and the flare. And it holds its colour like this for quite a while actually. Like I say, it's a little bit past its best, but not much. You can still get a really good idea. Like if I show you the peristome at the front here, I mean the colours in that, you know, like more than tricolour. If I can get it in the light a little bit more. It's a bit awkward because of where this one's developed, and I can't really move the tendril very much. It risks breaking it. So you can get a bit of an idea in the light as well. Yeah. Obsessed with this plant, and I feel like I've got very, very lucky with this particular individual. Wow. This is literally everything I could want in an LVBVMV. Yeah. Thrilled to bits with that plant. It is working on another back there somewhere, wherever it is. Somewhere in there. Yeah. But yeah, lovely, lovely plant. Couldn't ask for more. And once again, as is becoming tradition now, I guess, we'll move to Cosmic Candy again. So this is a Veitchii M that I got from EP back in 2020. She's doing extremely well. This is what I mean by timing the videos. Like, some plants are going past their best, and this one isn't quite at its best yet. You see, this picture's still quite fresh and still just opening. So it doesn't have all the flare it's gonna have, doesn't have all the colour. It's still expanding, so it's gonna get bigger and squatter. But I mean, that is just stunning. And it's not even like the best pictures are the lowers. Like, it's getting less squat and less of a tall peristome as it gets bigger. but that is still absolutely incredible. And for me, truly a sight to behold. Just outrageous. Yep, fair play, EP. You have done some magic with some of these Grexes. And yeah, like I say, I feel like I've got just ridiculously lucky with some of these. This and the LVBVMV, I mean, I could not have asked for anything else, you know, anything more. Just ridiculous. That is just wild. And one of the basils actually has, oh my god, am I going to try and squeeze through it? I might have to. Okay, let's Kyla, don't break. Please don't break. Oh god. This makes me nervous. But we're doing it. Because I do want to get a shot of this actually. So this is one of the basil cuttings that I took of Cosmic Candy. And you can get a good idea there. Wow. The colours on that. Very healthy basil. Just held onto that shelf with a little peg. And I do root my plants, most of them anyway, in sphagnum moss. Because, yep, for whatever reason, they just seem to like. Oh, I've knocked another one off. Oh Christ! Well, that's another one that I'm gonna have to deal with after the video. Well, at least I didn't break the platycula vine. That was the main concern. But yeah, this little Aristocrosomata is flowering female as well. I really like how the flowers are like, the little flower buds are like a deep purpley kind of colour. Okay, it really doesn't want to focus on it, does it? You see? You can kind of see there. Yeah, oh god. Nope, that's not. Okay, I'm just making a mess of this. All this just for the flowers. There you go. Yeah, like a deep purpley, very dark, almost black. So I've already got some nice pollen offers on that, so might be making Aristohomata cross Aristo, which could be interesting. I mean, this particular Aristocrosomata is definitely not the nicest of them I've seen. It's not super toothy. It has got that kind of Aristo hunchback kind of shape. But, I don't know, like I've said before, you really do learn to love the plants you've got. And, you know, it's really grown on me. Yeah, so I'll just have another look around. Oh, even the, down here, the glabratas, even some of the lowers are getting the funny lids. Absolutely love glabrata. It's such a nice species. But yeah, not sure why it's doing the small lid thing. The humidity is almost always like really good. Solid like 80% all the time, apart from when I pop the tent open, then it does drop quite dramatically. Like in the, what is it, nearly 40 minutes that I've been doing this video, it's dropped from 80% to 69%. Nice. So yeah, I don't really think there is that much more to show. Like I say, it's one of those things where you probably end the video and then immediately see something that's like, would have been nice to show that one. But yeah, let's have a quick look. Just make sure. Yep. Well, I've shown you the nicest ones either way, even if there is the odd nice one that I've missed. There's a nice, looking forward to this Attenboroughii. Very healthy and happy at the minute. It's working on one here. Looking forward to seeing this one when it opens. Should be the best picture it's had. Fingers crossed, because the last one got a bit squished and didn't end up being as big as it should have been. Still a beautiful plant and very, very happy with this Attenboroughii. Let's have another quick look at this Platykyla, because, I mean, how can you not love Platykyla, right? It's working on some more as well. It's a picture machine, this plant. So the vine's getting quite a decent size now. This is the vine here, going to here. It's inflating lots of new pictures. It doesn't seem to have a basil yet. I've had quite a few people asking me about that. You watch, I'll look and there'll be nah, there doesn't seem to be one. But that is one I'm keeping an eye on for a basil. Where's the... oh, there's where the vine starts. Yep, no basils yet. But it is getting some good size to it. Yeah. What else is there to say? Or show? Yeah, I do think that's about it. So yeah, this was a little update on some of the stuff that's going on in here. Like I said, some of them I would have been better off making the video a bit earlier, but then others, like I say, are quite nice and fresh, and there was actually something to show, whereas otherwise there wouldn't have been. So swings and roundabouts. So yeah, this is another slightly shorter this time Grow 10 update. Nice little look around, and unfortunately, like I say, I've had to deal with my voice being all like this. But even yesterday it was so much worse. So this is a massive improvement on how it was. Let's make sure that's definitely everything. But yeah, as you can see, it's very jungly, bit of a mess, but it just comes with the territory. Just what it's like. Oh, that was another thing I was going to mention, actually. I was going to talk about the media. Okay, so media. So a few years ago, I was using pure cocoa chips. I watched a grower interview. I can't remember whose channel it was on now. I'd love to be able to give credit, but I honestly can't remember. It was so long ago. Someone was saying that they were growing in cocoa chips. I'm talking about 5 years, maybe more ago. Basically, when I got Cosmic Candy in 2020, as soon as it arrived, I put it straight into cocoa chips, and that's all it's grown in since, until I switched my mix up recently. So is it nearly 2 years now? I think it's 2 years in June. So there's a channel that I follow called You Don't Even Grow Here. And it's an aroid grower. She's called Alice. Fantastic channel, great videos, very entertaining to watch. And she was saying how she grows in tree fern fibre, and that's one of the main ingredients for her, for growing her aroids in. I was curious about it, but not enough to really do anything about it. But then she released a full video talking about tree fern fibre, like a full video. So I gave that a watch. I watched it a few times over, and I thought, I've never heard of anyone using this for Nepenthes. I had a bit of a look through things and couldn't find any record of anyone mentioning it or using it. So I thought, you know, well, let's give it a go. How bad can it really be? So I repotted, must have been about half my collection. Well, listen, like I said, nearly 2 years ago. So we're in March at the minute. March 2026. So it would have been June 2024 when I've finally made the switch. So from growing near enough everything in cocoa chips, I switched to cocoa chips, orchid bark, tree fern fibre, and sometimes I'll mix perlite in there. So one of the things about having a chunkier mix is you kind of need to have a slightly bigger pot to compensate for the fact that it's so chunky and doesn't retain moisture so well. So, you know, you compensate by having a larger pot, and the pots look bigger and it maybe looks a little bit silly. Like, why are you growing a Nepenthes that size in a pot that big, you know? But that's just how it works, you know. So what was I saying? So yeah, that was it. So when you go for a pot that's maybe when you go for a pot size that's bigger and it's a bit too big, like comically big, then I will add a bit of perlite to increase the drainage even more. And also, if you grow in net pots, which I do, then that's another thing where you get a lot more air to the roots, so you can get away with going with larger pot sizes because they dry out a lot quicker, a lot better. So I really like the net pots. I mean, they got recommended to me ages ago by, I know Tom Bennett was one of the people that recommended it, but I don't know if there's more people. I always try and give credit, you know, whenever I can. I don't like to, if someone gives me advice, I will tell you where I got it from, you know. I won't just say it's me, I'll take credit for whatever. But if I've specifically come up with something, then I'll say, oh yeah, this is something I decided to try on my own, and this is the results. Like the tree fern thing. Like I said, I did start mentioning it to a bunch of different people when I tried it, and I wasn't sure if it was a good idea because I'd only just started using it, so I didn't have results to draw on to tell people. I just said, hey, this is the new mix that I'm trying. I'm optimistic about it, but I can't tell you if it's actually going to do well. But just from the ingredients that I was using, well, I'm still using now, it seemed like it would be a good idea because I already knew they really like cocoa chips. So that works fantastic as a base. It's very cheap, effective, a great place to start. The only annoying thing is you've got to rinse it, but I'll talk about rinsing it in another video actually because I've got I think some quite good advice I can give for that to make it a bit easier for you. Orchid bark, that's another. It's similar to the cocoa chips in terms of, you know, it's really chunky, gives a lot of drainage, and the roots seem to like it. But orchid bark, I believe, as far as I know, is it's got fertilizer like soaked into it or buffered or, you know, whatever the language you uses, but it's got some kind of fertilizer in there. So I don't know, I think some people are a little bit iffy about that, but my kind of thinking is if you've soaked and rinsed the cocoa chips really, really well, then that creates more of the acidic environment that the roots like. So then that counteracts and balances out some of the salts that you get from the fertilizer that might increase the pH slightly. I mean, it was just an idea I had in my head and thought, well, let's mix them together and see what happens. And you can see the results in front of you. This is how the plants are doing. Seem happy enough. And then the tree fern fiber acts as, how do I explain it? It's a lot more fibrous, obviously, including the name, I guess, than it is chunky like the orchid bark and the cocoa chips. So it fills the gaps and retains some of the moisture and makes it just a little bit less chunky. It gives something more for the roots to find the way into, if that makes sense. One thing I always find interesting when I repot them is seeing what the roots seem to prefer. Like, if I repot them, I'll look what the roots are grabbing onto, right? If that makes sense, because then you can get a bit of an idea of what the roots actually like. And every time I've repotted them, the roots grab onto big chunks of cocoa chip. So it's like the roots try and like find their way into the cracks and the crevices of the cocoa chips. So very early on when I was repotting them doing that, I was like, right, okay, so the plants really like cocoa chips. But it doesn't mean they necessarily only like cocoa chips, you know, so having cocoa chips as part of a mix seemed to make sense to me. They grow fine in pure cocoa chips, not all of them. Some really like it, some don't like it so much. So I think having like quite a diverse mix is quite a good idea, because even if there's some stuff in the soil that they don't like, as long as you've got some stuff that they do like, they can grab onto it, and they can focus their root energy on that. For example, the Hamata, excuse me, the Hamata that I showed you earlier. That's not just in Kanuma and Akadama. That is in the same mix that I used before. The cocoa chips, tree fern fibre, orchid. Well, when I say orchid bark, specifically orchiata, because I heard it's a higher quality and just better. So I forked out a little bit more money for that instead of just normal orchid bark. What is it? Grade 6 to 9 millimeter, if I recall. In fact, I've got the bag here. Let me just check for you. Yeah, 6 to 9 millimeter, classic number 9. So that's the orchid. Well, that's the orchiata that I use. I don't know. Maybe a different size would be better, but this is just what I've used. And I don't think I elaborated either before on the fact I've got a budget set up. So I first started growing Nepenthes when I was about 11 years old, maybe 10. I remember 11 specifically because I wanted to go to a flower show because I knew there was a really good Nepenthes grower that was going there and was going to have some nice Nepenthes on show and for sale. I can't remember which flower show it was now, Christ. Many, many years ago anyway. But yeah, so I was growing Nepenthes at the time, but I didn't dare go past a Ventrata because I heard they needed high humidity and like quite controlled conditions. So I didn't really realize that you can get away with growing a lot of these on windowsill quite successfully, you know, if you adapt them, if you figure it out. So if I could go back and tell my younger self, you know, if I could talk to my younger self, I would say just take the leap. Just maybe don't go for like the really hard to look after plants. Like don't go for a Hamata or a Macrophylla or a Velosa or something like that straight away. But you can go for the more expensive ones as long as they're quite easy growing hybrids. Like a lot of the EP hybrids that I've got here, like they would have grown fantastically well for me back then when I was younger, and I would have picked them up really quick. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing is because this is what I needed to see. This is what I needed to hear when I was younger. Like, a grow tent isn't expensive, especially when you get like a second one. A second-hand one like I've got, with tons of rips and tears, and you know, it's it definitely needed some TLC, and I've put a lot of reflective tape on it. Like, I don't know if you can see at the top there. There's like seams that have been taped up. There's just rips everywhere that have been taped up, and it's. But this is it. You can do it quite cheap, as long as you've given them plenty of light. That's the thing. So if you've got decent grow lights, and I believe that the electric we have in the UK is the most expensive electric in the world, unfortunately. So that unfortunately is another quite a solid cost. But aside from that, like if you've got solar panels like we have at this property, it's got like a huge solar panel array, that cuts the cost down dramatically, you know? So, I mean, yeah, it's a long story. I don't own this property, I just live here. Yeah, maybe explain that at some other point, but yeah, they have a massive solar panel array here, and it cuts down the... Oh, tells me that there's only a few minutes left before the light goes out and it's time up. So yeah, one of the lights has just gone out. So yeah, we don't have long of me nattering on. But yeah, so the Nepenthes on a budget thing. Yeah, if I could have gone back to when I was younger and told myself, I'd say just take the plunge, just get some of the nicer plants and figure it out. Like, as long as you're not overwatering them, that seems to be one of the keys. Like, I tend to err on the side of underwatering, because overwatering, in my experience, is where you get most of the problems. So once you kind of get the groove of watering them, so you're just on the side of underwatering them, but not quite, if you know what I mean. That's why I like a lot of air to the roots. That's why I like the chunky mixes, you know, because everything to avoid the overwatering and to keep the roots healthy. That's always kind of been my focus. Um, I know some people like to think about growing the plants as quickly and as big as they can, as fast as they can, you know. My main focus was growing the plants as healthy as I can. Like I noticed some people, well, quite a lot of people's plants, their older leaves would be dying off. And when I first started, I found that as well. And I was like, how do I combat this? Like, how do I get them to maintain all of their leaves as they're gaining new ones? Like, as an example on the Platykyla, like as you can see, it just keeps all its leaves. It just doesn't seem to drop its older leaves. And I think that is because the chunky mix, Platykyla cross Boschiana, this Veitchii cross Platykyla as it's vining. If you look all the way down, it's kept all its leaves right back to down there. So I've kind of focused on how to keep the plants as healthy as possible. And for me, my experience, it's chunky mix, quite a quick wet-dry cycle, lots of air to the roots, and avoid overwatering at all costs. Even if that does mean erring on the side of underwatering, because they'll show you, you know, the plants will tell you when they're a little bit underwatered, they'll droop a little bit and stuff, but it's not the end of the world. Like, one time, I'll give you this quick story, I'll try not to natter too much more, but this Attenborii here, one time I underwatered it ridiculously. I came home one day and the whole plant just looked withered, like completely droopy, like I'd killed it. I was absolutely gutted and I was shocked and I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh no, I've killed this Attenborii. It really did look like a completely withered and wilted plant. Watered it and just hoped for the best, and the next day it did not look like it had any problems whatsoever. It looked normal, healthy, and bounced back, and I could not believe it. So I think they are a little bit more resilient to underwatering than you think. Now, I don't want you to take that as like immediately go let all your plants dry out. Like, do what works for you. Like, I don't want to give advice. I'm just going to tell you what I do, what works for me, and you take that information in whatever way is going to be useful to your own growing. Okay? Like, so don't just go and try and copy me expecting it to work in your conditions. I'm just trying to give you the information that works for me that I can potentially pass along to help you with your own growing. But yeah, so that's one of the ways I think about growing Nepenthes, is how to grow them as healthy as possible. And it's counterintuitive sometimes because, like I've said before, there's so many different ways of growing them. Like Matt Soper at Hampshire Carnivorous Plants. I don't know if it's him that figured it out. I think it was through his own experimenting, but he found out if you use pure peat. Now, it's a specific kind of peat that he uses called German peat. But if you use that on capillary matting, then you can have the plants basically wet all the time. As long as they've got some like air pockets, you know, some big chunky bits of peat that the roots can grow into for air. His plants do better in that than anything else. And so there's so many different ways of growing the plants. Like I say, I've got one that I'll show you at some point that I'm growing in semi-hydro in my boss's kitchen. And it grows well, you know, it's like no water, no air to the roots at all, and the roots are constantly in water. You'd think that'd get root rot and it'd kill it, but no, it's adapted to it and it grows fine. In fact, it's incredibly healthy. It's just not getting enough light, that's all. And then I've grown other plants, other Nepenthes in no drainage holes. Like, again, that is completely counter to what I found works for me. So it's a weird one. These plants are very strange. And what I would recommend as well is experimenting. Try things out. Like, that's the thing. Like, I tried out one of the, Veitchii Platykyla cross Veitchii Babigia in something completely different. Like, I did not have much hope for it working. And it didn't, and it made it unhealthy, and now it's got to bounce back from it. But that was a little experiment I did, and I learned from it, you know? So obviously don't do it with your nicest, most expensive plants. But if you can work out the theory and figure out, you know, oh, this should work because this, and this, then, you know, try with some of your ventrata cuttings or, you know, some of your less valuable plants. Just have a go with things and, you know, try things out. I mean, the main reason I've got to where I've got, where my plants are looking like this, is taking some advice from some of the best growers that I know. Like, I will give all credit to Tom Bennett and Matt Richardson. The advice that they've given me over the years is like more than half of the reason that my plants are as they are and look like they do. So I've got to give all credit there. And then building on that advice, I experimented, you know, and built on that, and figured out my own things. I have got a lot that I can tell. I really can yap on and on and on. For anyone interested, and maybe I will do another video talking purely about how I grow the plants, how I think about growing them, because I've only really just touched on it. Even though I've talked for a good, 15-20 minutes about this, I really have only scratched the surface of what I can really pass on. But yeah, here's an example of the mix that I use. This is a bigger pot with, and it's not a net pot, it's like a solid pot. So that's why I've got the perlite in this, because it's quite a big pot for this plant, with cocoa chips, perlite, orchiata, and tree fern fibre. Plant's growing well. It was more of a recent repot, so it's still kind of getting used to it, and I've moved the plant as well. The plant was down there in that little gap there, but it was getting completely covered by other plants, so I had to move it. But yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea of the mix that I use, and yeah, works for me. Not going to say it works for everyone, and like I say, a lot of the plants I found really like a bit of Kanuma and Akadama in the mix. Like I mentioned before, this is advice that I've been given to me, so this isn't something I've learned, this isn't something I've come up with, but I've been told for a while from a bunch of different sources that Attenborii, Paloenensis, Raja, Hamata, and some others that I've forgotten off the top of my head, but these ones specifically do like some Kanuma and Akadama in the mix. So if you're growing these and you haven't got those in the mix, I do recommend getting at least a little bit, repotting them in that, and seeing what that does, because, well, you know what? No, I don't recommend. I don't want to recommend anything, because you just don't know. You just don't know. Other people might take my advice and get some very important specific part of it wrong, and I don't want to be responsible for other people's plants tanking, and then people coming to me saying, "Oh, you recommended this, and now I've got dead plants." Like I say, I'll just say what works for me. Pass on some of the information that I've learned, and hopefully I can help you with your own growing. Anyway, thanks for listening to me babble on, and hope you've enjoyed seeing some of these plants. Yeah, I know the last roughly 20 minutes was just me yammering, but, you know, is what it is. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully I've, you know, said something useful that you can maybe use for your own growing. But I also know a lot of you that are listening are near enough expert growers and are amazing at what you do, and it's probably not relevant to you whatsoever. But me personally, I love hearing this stuff and hearing how other people grow and learning little tidbits. So I guess again, part of the reason I'm going through all this is because it's what I would have needed to hear. And if we all share information, you know, we can maybe learn from each other, eh? It's a good little note to end on, isn't it? Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in again. If you have enjoyed, consider giving this video a like. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing, because, again, I'll be releasing more videos in the future. And hopefully giving more information about how I grow that could maybe be relevant to your own growing. But yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate all of you. I've got some fantastic followers. You say some very kind things. I really appreciate every word. And hope to catch you in the next one. Take it easy.